Okay, welcome back, gentlemen. It's round four for Russia. The code is suck it. Sounds very bitter. Anyway, it's 111 here in Boston, and it's Russia's turn. We're going to start with some non-combat. We're moving 6 infantry into Kansu from Tunguska. From Yenisei, we're moving 8 infantry and 2 AA to Tunguska. We're leaving 4 infantry behind in Buryata. And we're retaking all the buffer zones. Well, hopefully retaking all the buffer zones. Let's move this into frame and get started. We're buying 4 tanks and 4 mechs for $40 with no money remaining. We're going to start with, Italian troop count. We won't start with that. We'll finish it with that. Anyway, we're going into Novgorod, Baltic states, Western Ukraine, and Ukraine. So we'll start in the south and we'll move our way north. We're coming in from Bryansk with 3 of 6 infantry, 2 of 3 artillery, 2 mechs from Russia, where there are 3, and 1 tank from Russia, Moscow, and then one TAC from Moscow as well. So we're going to have 3 at ones. There's 1, 2. There's a third. There's 1 hit. We have 4 at twos. There's 2 hits. 3 hits is all we needed. Oh no, it isn't. We need more. We have a tank. That's the 4th hit. That's what we needed. We have 3 infantry defending. There's 1 hit. And 2. I'm sorry. There's 2 of 4. And then your second 2 missed. So you killed 1 thing, and you're gone from Ukraine. We're now there with 2 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 mechs, 1 tank. We're going to land that TAC in Smolensk. And let's move on to Western Ukraine. We have 3 infantry and 1 fighter. There's 2. There's 3. And then we have a fighter at 3 or less. Missed. You have 2 infantry at 2s. Snake eyes. The one thing. You know? Just stupid. 1 infantry at 1. And 1 fighter at 3 or less. Hit. You have 2 at 2s. And you rolled a 1. So, I'm sorry, you rolled a 2. So you hit. So you still have an infantry. I lost a man. You have an infantry in Western Ukraine. There's nothing I'm going to worry about. I'm going to move my fighter out of there and withdraw from that battle. And let's move north to Baltic states. 3 infantry and 1 fighter. 3 infantry. There's 2. There's a third. And then we have a fighter at 3 or less. Hit. You have 2 at 2s. And you missed. So you lost 1 infantry so far. 3 at 1s. There's a second hit. So we needed to get a defend and you missed. So we're in Baltic states with 3 infantry. We're going to land a fighter in Smolensk. Now we're moving north to Leningrad. We have 2 infantry coming in from Belarus, as well as 2 of 4 artillery, 1 tank, 2 mechs, and we're going to bring an AA gun in there as well. So we have 2 infantry at ones. Now we have 2 artillery and 2 mechs at 2 or less, so that's 4 at 2s. There's 2, 4, there's 1 hit. We have a tank, so we got 1 hit against your 4, right? Yeah. You have 4 to defend for at 2 or less, you got 1 hit. You got 1 hit, so 1 for each of us. You lose a man, you still have 3. I lose an infantry and still have 1. So we have 1 infantry at 1. Now we have 4 at 4. 1, 2. There's 1 hit. 3, 4. So we have 1 hit so far. We have a tank at 3 or less. There's 2 hits. You have 3 units, 2 of which are dead. So 3 to defend. 1, 2, 3. So you have 1 unit left, and you killed 1 thing that's going to be an infantry. So you still have a German infantry in there. And I took mine. So now we have 4 at 2s. 1, 2. There's the 1 hit I needed. You have to defend, and you failed to. So we are in Leningrad with an AA gun, 2 artillery, 2 mechs, and a tank. And now I believe it's all non-combat. We're going to move 4 tanks, 1 AA gun, and 3 mechs out of Belarus. We're leaving 2 infantry behind into Smolensk. We're going to move 1 mech and 4 tanks into Smolensk from Russia. That's going to give us 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units, plus an AA gun is 13 units. Yeah, that's what we're going to do, but we are going to move 2 AA guns from Bryansk up to Smolensk, and we're going to move the one from Belarus down to here. We're just switching it out, that's all. So we still have an artillery in Bryansk. We're now going to move 4 infantry out of Belarus, as well as 2 artillery into Bryansk. And I believe that's it. We moved a sub to 105 from C-Zone 111. And let's go ahead and zoom in here, because now it's all troop count. We're going to place 4 tanks and 4 mechanized units in Russia. There's 4 tanks. Here's 4 mechanized units in Moscow. Alright, so now it's just troop count, and I will do an Italian one. We have 4 infantry in Uriala. We have 8 infantry 2AA in Tunguska, 6 infantry in Kansu, 4 tanks, 4 mechanized in Moscow. Ukraine has 2 infantry, 2 artillery, 2 mechs, 1 tank. You still own Western Ukraine with 1 infantry. In Bryansk, there are 4 infantry, 3 artillery, 1 AA. In Smolensk, we have 8 tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4 mechs, 2 AA guns, 2 fighters, and a TAC. Belarus, I left 2 infantry behind. Baltic states, we have 3 infantry. Up in Leningrad, we have a tank, 2 mechs, 2 artillery, 1 AA gun. We have a sub in 105. Now, I promised you a Italian troop count as best I can. I believe these are accurate. 2 AA in Northern Italy, along with 1 artillery, 2 Italian infantry, and then, of course, the Germans just moved a mech and an infantry there as well. In Rome, there were 4 infantry, 2 AA. Off the coast in 97, I have a newly arrived German transport. I have a Italian transport as well. Once upon a time, not very long ago, I also had an Italian sub there. But I believe that's a mistake, and it's actually in 98. If that is the case, there are 2 subs in 98, 2 destroyers, 2 transports, 1 cruiser for Italy. Germany has 1 transport there, 1 carrier, and 2 fighters. Italy also has in Syria 1 tank and 1 infantry. I believe Italy still has an infantry in Anglo-Egypt, Sudan. And not to be forgotten, there is a Italian mechanized unit in Slovakia, Hungary. Now, I saw a picture from Ray that showed there was still a bomber for Italy in Sicily. I don't believe that's accurate. I thought that died. So if that's in question, we'll do the research, but I believe I have everything accurate. Anyway, 8-minute and 5-second film. Hope you boys are enjoying your afternoon.